Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Today we can start the last lesson of Qaida, and here the first letter is Jim, and right now it has Fatha and it becomes Ja, and the second syllable, that's the longer syllable, letter Za has Fatha, and then there is Alif, so because of Alif we have to stretch Za sound, and also there is Madda sign up there, so we have to stretch Za sound for 5 seconds. It becomes Za. First and second syllable becomes Jaza, and the third one, letter Hamza has Fathatain, it becomes An. So now we can say them together, Jaza'an. Good job. Now let's talk about the second word. In this word, you can see the first letter is Alif, and we can say it connecting Alif, or we can say it connecting Hamza. And the second letter is Lam, and right now it has Sukoon sign, and as you know that it's impossible to start from Sukoon sign. So what we have to do here, that we have to use this Alif. Now the question is, which sign we can give this Alif? Right now we can give it Fatha, because the second letter is Lam. So whenever you see that the second letter is Lam and it has Sukoon sign, that time you can use the first Alif, this one connecting Alif, and you can give it Fatha. Now the first syllable becomes Al, and the second one is Ma, it becomes Al-Ma, and now the third letter, that's letter Lam, and it has Alif Saghirah, or we can say it's small Alif. That small vertical line is Alif Saghirah. The word Alif Saghirah means small Alif, and because of small Alif, we have to stretch La sound for 2 seconds, and also there is Madda sign up there, so then we have to stretch this La sound for 5 seconds. And the first 3 syllable becomes Al-Mala, and then there is letter Hamza with Kasra, that is E, and the fifth one is Ka, and the last one is Ta has Damma, it becomes Tu. Now we can say them together, Al-Malaikatu. Remember that when a letter has just Fatha, Kasra or Damma, we have to make short sound. Like E and Ka, too, we can't stretch them, we have to make short sound. One more time we can read this word, that is Al-Malaikatu. I hope you got it, and the main thing in this word is the first syllable, because we have to use this Alif. Okay, now we can read the next word. Here, as you can see, letter Hamza is written below the Alif, so Alif becomes silent, and letter Hamza has Kasra, and the next letter Noon has Shaddah sign, so E sound is going to connect with Noon, it becomes In. And one more thing, whenever you see letter Noon has Shaddah sign, so that time we have to stretch the connection like In. And then the second step is letter Noon has Fatha, and the next letter is Alif, and also there is Madda sign, so we have to stretch this Na sound for 3 seconds. So it becomes Inna. And then the next one, the same thing, letter Alif becomes silent, and letter Hamza has Fatha. Next letter Ain has Sukoon sign, so A sound is going to connect with Ain, it becomes A. And the second syllable is letter Ta is going to connect with Ya, it becomes Tai. A'tai, and letter Noon has Alif Saghira, small Alif up there, we have to stretch it for 2 seconds, it becomes Na. Now we can say them together, A'tayna and Ka. Now we can read them together, these two words, it becomes Inna A'taynaka. Good job. Next one is the first syllable is E, because Hamza has Kasra, and then La sound is going to connect with Ya, Lay, it becomes Ilay, and the same thing, Na we have to stretch because of Madda sign for 3 seconds, it becomes Na. Now we can say them together, Ilayna. One more time we can read the last line. So the first word is Jaza'an, next word is Al-Malaikatu. This one is Inna A'taynaka. Remember that we have to stretch the connection whenever letter Noon has Shadda sign. I'm talking about this sound. So inna a'tainaka. Next word is ilayna. Now we can start the next page. Here the first letter is Hamza, and that is E, and the next letter Ya has Fatha, and the next letter is Alif. So because of Alif we have to stretch Fatha sound. It becomes Ya, Iya, and the third one is Ba, and Ha has Damma and going to connect with Mim because Mim has Sukun sign. So it becomes Hum. Now we can say them together. Iya Bahum. Iya Bahum. Now we can talk about the next example. In this word, the first letter is Kha and it has Fatha, and the next letter Ya has Sukun sign. So it means Kha sound is going to connect with Ya. So first syllable becomes Khay, and the next Ra has Fathatain. So now we have to pronounce letter Ra with Fathatain. So it becomes Run. And next this letter Alif, it's because of Arabic writing style and it remains silent. So make it more simple, we can just hide this Alif because we are not going to pronounce it. And now the next letter is Ya. So here we have to apply another rule. Whenever you see a letter has Fathatain and the next letter is Ya, so we have to connect Run sound with Ya without any connecting sign. So sound becomes Rai, and we have to make this sound for 2 seconds. If we talk about this part in more detail, so as you know that letter Ra has Fathatain and we pronounce Run. So there is letter Noon inside Fathatain. When we are going to open this Run sound, it becomes like that. So it means that the second Fatha stands for letter Noon. So all the time letter Noon is available in Fathatain. So when the next letter Ya comes, that time this Run sound is going to merge with Ya, and this Noon becomes nasal sound. That's why we have to make Rai, and we have to stretch this sound for 2 seconds. And the next step is letter Ya has Fatha, so it becomes Ya. This part is Rai Ya. Now we can take one more example. For example, we have letter Jim with Fathatain and we pronounce it like Jan. And if the next letter Ya is coming, so it means that this Jan sound is going to merge with Ya and sound becomes Jai. And then the second part is letter Ya has Fatha, it becomes Ya. So we can pronounce this example like Jaya. So like that, for example, we have letter Ta. It has Fathatain and normally we pronounce it Tan, and if the next letter Ya is coming, so that time we have to merge this Tan sound with Ya and sound becomes Tai, and we have to stretch this sound for 2 seconds. So simply you can say whenever letter has Fathatain and the next letter Ya is coming, so that time we have to connect Fathatain sound with Ya and it becomes Tai Ya. I hope you got it, this thing. Now we can solve it again. That the first thing is, the first syllable is Khay, and second one we solved it, that the Run sound is going to connect with Ya, it becomes Rai. And the third syllable is Ya has Fatha, it becomes Ya, and Ra has Fatha, it becomes Ra, that is Yara. And the last one is letter Ha has Damma and there is small Waw, or we can say it Waw Saghirah. Because of Waw Saghirah, we have to stretch Damma sound for 2 seconds. It becomes Hu. Now we can say them together. It becomes Khayran Yarahu. Now we can talk about this circle. Simply we can say that's the full stop. Here we have to stop. And in Arabic, when we stop on a word, that time we have to do certain changes. Or we can say that the one ayah is completing here. So now the question is, what kind of change we have to make here? Now listen to me carefully. At the time of stop, first of all, we have to check last sign. If the last sign is Dhamma, we have to convert it into Sukun sign. Now we can simply remove this Dhamma sound from here and we can put it here, Sukun sign. So it means that this Ra sound is going to connect with Ha. It becomes Ra. And obviously we are not going to use this Waw right now. so it becomes ra. At the time of stop, khayran yarahu becomes khayran yara. I'm going to repeat the last thing one more time, that at the time of stop, first of all we have to check last sign. If the last sign is Damma, we are going to convert it into Sukoon sign, and then we can pronounce this example according to Sukoon sign. So that time Ra is going to connect with Ha, it becomes Ra. Rahu becomes Ra at the time of stop. I hope you got it. Now we can read the next word. Letter Sheen is going to connect with Ra, it becomes Shar. And here the same thing. Letter Ra has Fathatain and the next letter is Ya. So it means run sound is going to connect with Ya, or run sound is going to merge with Ya. It becomes Rai, and we have to prolong this sound for 2 seconds. And the next word is same as we did here. That is Yarahu. And because the ayah is completing here, or that's the full stop, so we have to stop here, and first of all we have to check last sign. If the last sign is Damma, we have to convert it into Sukoon sign. So then it becomes Ra. Last part becomes Ra. So this example is Sharran yara. Good job. Now the next thing is letter Mim has Kasra and the next letter is Ya. So because of Ya we have to stretch Mi sound. First syllable is Mi, and the next part is Qaf has Fatha and there is small Alif. Because of small Alif we have to stretch Qa sound for 2 seconds. It becomes Qa. First and second syllable becomes Mi Qa. And letter Ta has Fathatain. Before pronouncing letter Ta with Fathatain, we can also check the next letter. And right now the next letter is Ya. So it means that Tan sound is going to merge with Ya, and it becomes Tai. Good job. And then Ya has Fatha and the next Waw has Sukoon sign. So Ya is going to connect with Waw. It becomes Yaw and Ma. Now we can read from here these two words together. It becomes Miqatain Yawma. Miqatain Yawma. Now let's talk about the next example. Here in this example, the first letter is Fa. It has Fatha, that is Fa. We have to make short sound. And then Mim has Fatha and the next letter is Noon, and that is Noon Sakinah. And Noon Sakinah is written just like that without any sign. Obviously there is a Sukoon sign up there, but this Sukoon sign is not written in Arabic writing style. Noon Sakinah is just written like that. So basically this Ma sound is going to connect with Noon. It becomes Man. Now before we go ahead, let me tell you something. As we discussed that we can write Man like that with Fathatain. And also we can write Man like that. So it means that one pronunciation and two writing styles. The difference between them is, in the first one, letter Noon is hidden inside the Fathatain and we pronounce it Man. But in the second example here, letter Noon is available in writing and the pronunciation is same. The first one is Man and second one is also Man. And as you know that when a letter has Fathatain like Tan, and if the next letter is Ya, so we have to merge Tan sound with Ya, it becomes Tai. Or we can say that when a letter has Fathatain and next letter Ya is coming, that time we have to connect Fathatain with Ya, it becomes Jai. So the same thing here, that this one is Man and the next letter Ya is coming, so it means this Man sound is going to connect with Ya, it becomes Mai. In this example, just the writing style is changed. Before that, for example, here we have Man and the next letter is Ya, so also it becomes Mai. And now here writing style is changed. Letter Noon is available in writing, so also this is Man sound and we have to connect it with Ya. It becomes Mai. We have to stretch it for 2 seconds. It becomes Ya. Now we can say them together, the first three syllables. It becomes Famay Ya, and Mim is going to connect with Lam. It becomes Mal. Famay Ya'mal. I hope you got it, this example. Now let's talk about this rule in detail. When a letter has Tanween. The word Tanween means Fathatain, Kasratain, and Dammatain. And the next letter is Ya or Waw. We have to connect these signs with them. And the same thing with Noon Sakinah. I mean, if there is a Noon Sakinah and the next letter Ya or Waw is coming, that time also we have to merge the sound of Noon with Ya and Waw. So let's take few examples and you will get this rule very easily. For example, we have letter Ra with Fathatain, that is run. If the next letter is Ya, so we have to connect this Fathatain, I mean run sound, with Ya. It becomes Rai, and we have to stretch this sound for 2 seconds. And the next syllable is Ya. It becomes Raya. And also we can write this run sound like that. And this is also run. Here we have the example of Noon Sakinah. This is right now Noon Sakinah. And now if the next letter is Ya, so also we have to merge this run sound with Ya. This example also becomes Rai and then Ya. Raya. So it means 2 writing styles and 1 pronunciation. Now we can take example of Kasratain. For example, we have letter Dal. It has Kasratain, and that is Then. And if the next letter Ya is coming, so Then sound is going to merge with Ya. Or we can say Then sound is going to connect with Ya. It becomes The. It's little tricky sound, but focus on my pronunciation. Then sound is going to connect with Ya. It becomes The. And second step is Ya. This example is The Ya. And now if we are going to open this Then, so also we can write it like that with Noon. Right now letter Noon is available in writing, so that is also Then. And if the next letter is Ya, so also we have to merge this Then sound with Ya. It also becomes The and Ya. So the same thing, 1 pronunciation and 2 writing styles. Okay, now we can take example of Dammatain. For example, we have letter Mim with Dammatain and the next letter Ya is coming. So we have to connect Dammatain with Ya. Sound becomes Mui. The letter Noon, which is inside the Dammatain, that Noon becomes nasal sound. So the first syllable is Mui and then Ya. Mui Ya. And also, for example, letter Noon is available in writing, so also this is Mun. And if the next letter is Ya, so also this Mun sound is going to merge with Ya. It becomes Mui Ya. So the same pronunciation, and we have 2 writing styles. And the same thing we have to do with Waw. Let's take an example of letter Waw. For example, we have again letter Ra with Fathatain, and now the next letter is Waw. So the same thing we have to do, this run sound is going to merge with Waw. It becomes Raw, and the second part is Wa. This example becomes Rawa. And if you are going to write this run like that, and then the next letter is Waw, so also we have to connect this run sound with Waw. It becomes Rawa. And same thing with Kasratain. For example, we have letter Mim with Kasratain, and the next letter Waw is coming. So we have to connect this Min sound with Waw. Obviously letter Waw has no connecting sign, but we have to connect. That's the rule, what you can see here. So now the sound becomes Mew, and then for example right now Waw has Fatha, so it becomes Mewa. And don't forget we have to stretch this sound for 2 seconds. And for example, this Min sound is written in this way. That is also Min, and if the next letter is Waw, so also this Min is going to merge with Waw. It becomes Mewa. Last part, for example, we have letter Ba, and it has Dammatain, and the next letter is Waw. So what we have to do, that this Bun sound is going to connect with Waw. So instead of saying Bun, it becomes Boom. We have to connect it with Waw, and we have to stretch this sound, and then Boom Wa. And if for example Bun is written like that with Noon, letter Noon is available in writing, so it becomes Bun. And now if the next letter is Waw, this Bun is going to connect with Waw. It becomes Boom Wa. I hope you got it. Now inshallah we are going to solve few real examples, and on those examples we'll apply this rule, and then inshallah you will get more.